get out. All right, welcome everybody to the Town of Union City Municipal Meeting, November 10th, 2025, 6 p.m., Town Hall, 101 North Elm Avenue, Union City, Oklahoma. Ryan, could you do the prayer for us?
Please stand. Bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing us all here safely, and watch over us as we leave safely. Watch over us and guide us and do work for this town. In your heavenly name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Chad, do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bob McGregor.
Present.
Ryan Dawson.
Here.
Keith Dennis.
Here.
Chad Fisher.
Here.
James Smith.
Here.
Call to order time is 6:01.
All right. Consent agenda items. All matters listed under consent are considered by the Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustees member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. Do I have a motion for consent agenda items A, B, C, and D?
I'll make a motion to approve items 5A through D.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Number 6, no correspondence. Number 7, financial reports. The regular monthly financial reports for all funds provided to the Board of Trustees for the review and information by Union City Treasurer Michelle Burns. At the close of business, October 31st, 2025, bank balances are as follows. Union City Municipal Authority is at $745,414.35. Union City Municipal Deposit Funds at $57,289.82. Department of Water and Sewer, Mr. David Jones.
You have a report attached. Nothing really. The THMs that we were having problems with has really corrected itself, doing great now. Started releasing from the lagoons finally, November the 1st or 2nd. Hope to get started on the smoke test pretty quick, just checking lines in town, doing different things. Any questions or anything?
No, sir. Actually, I do have one.
Okay.
The water line extension on 81.
Yeah, it's just that, I don't know if you call it temporary, whatever, that we're gonna run to that building. I'm not sure.
Isn't that 152?
I'm not sure, I don't know what that, yeah. I'm sorry, I was on the south side of that, you're right. Yeah, I did that. But yes, that's what that is.
Is it, how far away are we from completion on that?
We got everything gathered up now, just ready to start on this. They're not in a hurry, but I still wanna get it done for them. And I've actually gotta get a figure on that too.
Awesome.
Sorry, David.
8A, water lines on Highway 152. The following discussion was provided to the Board of Trustees for the review and possible action on upgrading water lines on Highway 152.
That's why he just asked.
Yeah, I don't know, I wasn't listening to.
So it was table on the last one, because you probably should table again, since you still need to talk to Jacob and you're still working on.
Well, there's nothing to do with this, that's not really a line item.
Okay, then we'll remove it.
Yeah, you remove it. I mean, that's already done, okay.
Okay.
Number 9, Department of Union City Water Clerk.
You just have my report.
water clerk?
Also, El Reno, credited us back $53,064.23.
That's nice.
Remember that meeting we went to, I told you about, that I felt like it was being done wrong, it wasn't.
Very nice.
Awesome, well done. Well
Is that plus interest?
Yeah.
Right.
I wish.
That'd be nice.
Awesome. All right, 9A, resolution to prorate water bill. Anybody have any discussion on that?
That's the last one, it was just a matter of with,
The resolution signed.
yeah.
Yeah. The resolution's created at this point,
Okay,
it'll be on the next one,
so table it.
yeah.
9B, water rate increase. Consideration of possible approval of the denial amendment revision or acceptance of an increase of 9% on the water rate.
So they refunded us, and now they're going up.
They are indeed.
It ain't just us, though, I did check, it's
They
East
figured,
End,
they figured out how to get it back.
yeah.
Do I have a motion on 9B?
Make a motion, we accept 9B.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 9C, water bills at Bank First. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of no longer accepting water bill payments at any branch at Bank First.
So there is customers that are going to Bank First, to pay their water bill. They are holding them and getting late fees and possible cutoff notices, so then I have to go back and take off the late fees and redo the cutoffs. And so we're needing that to stop and them to come pay it here.
What, how does that process work? I mean, how did that start? How did we?
They've been going since, for years,
Before I started here.
I'm assuming the board just, or they set it up years ago.
How are we talking?
Huh?
How many are we talking?
A month, I think, or maybe.
There's not very many.
No.
Maybe 10.
What happens is, they take it, they put it directly into the account, which is fine, but then if we don't get the, right information on that quick enough, say they pay us the day before the cutoff or something like that, and we're not getting it in time, and they're like, we paid that, and it's really turned into quite a mess.
That verbiage is not on anything that we send out, is it?
Absolutely.
That's an option?
No, I did some research to see if I could find where that, if it was like an ordinance, or if it was in some kind of policy, or there is not. Apparently, back when this started, they didn't have all the options we have now. The hours were different, so therefore citizens were going to the bank, they had to go to the bank anyway, so they'd pay their bill while they're there.
Like they don't Saturday morning or something.
And as time has gone on, we've allowed it, and it was just a word of mouth thing. But now, because they can pay online, they can pay by phone, they can come in, they can use the drop-off. There's no reason for them to go to the bank. And if something happens and they paid it at the bank, who's responsible? They're not the water department at all, they're the bank. So it kind of gives us a situation.
Could that, in theory, mess the books up over however many years, auditor-wise?
It does cause a little bit of an issue, because the citizens justified in saying, well, I paid my bill on time, but we don't have proof of that because we didn't get it. And the bank, it's not their job to keep track. They just, they put them in a pile, and then when I go through to make a deposit, oh yeah, I put this in your bag. But it doesn't mean it came from today, it could have been last week.
Is it the same citizens every month?
I can't tell you that, I don't look at it.
Yes.
I don't know.
It is.
So, I mean, have a conversation or put something in their bill, or?
I think for the purpose of not singling somebody out, we could probably just put like a flyer or a notice in everybody. So it's not.
And there's a bank to tell them about.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
actually Karen told me that if you pass this, I could just bring her the minutes, and then they would post it around the bank and they would have the girls catch it too and say, I'm sorry, we're no longer accepting payments, you'll have to go.
Alright, do I have a motion on 9C?
Any discussion? You all good with it? Okay, I'll make a motion on 9C that we no longer accept, bill payments being made at the Bank First branch.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Number 10, Union City Municipal Authority Clerk Treasurer.
I have nothing to report,
Number 11, Municipal Authority Human Resources.
nothing to report.
Number 12, Municipal Authority Payroll.
Nothing to report.
No executive session, no adjournment of executive, no executive action. So we have Mayor and Trustee reports. Christmas parade will be December 6th.
And the chili
Cook-off.
cook-off
What
is
school?
after the parade. Is it gonna be at the gym?
No, Jim.
The old
That's a
gym.
school thing, but it's all,
Right.
they wanted to do
because
it while
they-
everybody in town, maybe, so to speak.
But
Makes sense.
it's happening and it's kinda connected, so.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, our fire department wins every year,
Rigged.
Alright, so the question is who counts the tickets, you know what I mean? Alright, so Christmas parade, 12/6. Any new business? Tammy Willard sewer rate increase. No, it says
Well,
Candy.
you're right.
Candy on it.
But that gets on here though.
Yeah, so new business, under new business.
New business?
Yes.
Oh,
You can
I didn't realize you put it on. I went back trying to look at sewer and, vacuum line would never increased it. And that's what they were saying, something about it's awful low, and that's what we spend more money on sewer than we do water. And I just wanted to see if y'all were, if we thought we needed to, not a ton, but I kinda figured up 5% of it.
And we've just always done a flat rate. Is that
No,
correct?
so how it works is,
Is it based on the?
December,
water?
January, February, March. So you take the average of those 4 months, cause that's, you're not watering your garden and stuff like that. So you take the average of those 4 months, say you're averaging 2,000, and that's what, then the sewer rate's based off of that 2,000 balance.
So it's reevaluated every
Every
spring?
year.
Okay.
But from what I was told, it has not been updated in several years.
The hasn't been increased at all, yeah.
Yeah, so there is a slight increase because they updated it for us.
Okay, so what she said is the new company, when they run the numbers, it was a little off from what Jack had, cause it hadn't been adjusted correctly, so it was a little higher. Just something, like I said, we, you know, like for instance, we need to spend about 250,000 just to get a sludge removed.
And forgive me, Jack's the old software.
Correct.
Okay.
That should be, probably this last billing will be this month, hopefully,
And you're saying the new software is generating different numbers, but it tends to be on the higher side?
a little bit, yeah. I mean, it's talking pennies, but still, yeah. And that's all, at 5%, it would be, like my personal one, I tried to figure out, it would be about, I think it's $3 a month, roughly. But it's not on
What
there.
do you think, lawyer? Just good for under new business or just need that line item? Put it on line item.
For
Okay.
next,
Alright, let's put it as a line item on the next meeting.
We can break it down into percentages. 3, 4, 5%.
for what it be, yeah.
Mr. Jones said he'll do that for me.
Appreciate it.
Makes me-
Alright, number 16, Ryan Dawson.
Making a motion to adjourn the municipal meeting.
I'll second it.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
16.
What's it, 15?
Well, that's not
That clock's not okay.
I thought that was a world clock or something like that.
It's supposed to be, and I've done what it says, and it does the whole go around in circles a whole bunch of times, but it still ends up like that. So, new clock.
That's just proof that we need to get rid of the daylight savings.
Well, nothing for you.
Alright, welcome everyone to the Union City County Board regular meeting, November 10th, 2025 at 6:15. Roll call, do we even need that? We already
No,
did it.
call the orders at 6:15, you're all here, I got you.
Consent agenda items, number 5. All matters listed under consent are considered by the County Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustees member may, however, remove an item from consent agenda by request. Do I have a motion on 5A, B, C, and D?
I'll make a motion to approve A through D on 5.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Aye, motion carries. All right, correspondence from citizens, Ms. Sharon Mitchell, Community Garden.
It's the one that has the big M at the top. There you go.
All right. Dear Union City Board of Trustees, thank you for your continued support for Union City Community Garden. I'm writing this to express my sincere gratitude for the trustees and the town hall support and continued efforts in planning and maintaining the community garden. Your approval and backing have brought a wonderful vision to life and created a new cornerstone for our community. The garden has become more than a place to grow vegetables. It has created a vibrant, intergenerational space for our residents to come together, share knowledge, harvest vegetables, and foster new friendships. Since the garden's opening, we have seen how it is helping to reduce food insecurity, bringing neighbors together, elders teaching young people how to harvest vegetables, and then making use of the land for the entire town. This is exactly what the Keeleys hoped for when they donated the land where the park and garden are now located. This project could not have happened without the support of the trustees and employees of Town Hall. Thank you again for your vision and investment in a healthier, more connected Union City. I'm proud of what you have accomplished together and look forward to its continued growth and success. Sincerely, Sharon Mitchell.
That's kudos to you and your team, David.
I'm glad it's working.
It's deep.
We was good this year, stayed underwater the first 2 months.
Literally.
Number 7, financial reports. A regular monthly financial report for all funds are provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Treasurer Michelle Burns. At the close of business, October 31st, 2025, bank balances are as follows. ARPA is empty. Capital Improvement Bank First at $231,875.58. Capital Improvement First National Bank, $221,650.52. Community Events at $5,942.51. Federal Asset Forfeiture at $16,199.69. The general fund has $165,425.39. The REAP grant is empty. The state asset forfeiture is at $14,448.09. Street and alley at $15,876.44. Traffic bond and refund at $57,970.44. Union City Police Department Community Projects at $6,305.83. Union City Dispatch at $7,177.37. Union City Fire Department at $409,463.70. Union City Police Department at $171,501.32. Alright, number 8, attorney application submission. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for review, consideration, and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, acceptance of one of the following attorney applications. Matthew Love, Aaron Etherington, Eric Roscom, Christy Loyal, Brent Elmore. Let's start at the top. Matthew Love. Thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate you and using your time to be here. I think we're in a spot that, man, I don't know if the city's been here in a long time. So I don't really know all the questions, you know. But more than anything, I wanna know what you bring to Union City.
So, been practicing law for 19 years. it has been, I would say, about 99% focused on representing municipalities. I say about that because my first chapter of my career, which was about 8.5, 9 years, working with my mother, we had an occasional private client we do work for, but it was a one-off type thing. We had a couple nonprofits we helped out, usually pro bono, but it's been representing cities and towns. That part of that chapter was about a third litigation defense through OMAG, about a third labor relations, just direct for cities, and then about a third working direct for cities and towns on a wide variety of whatever, essentially whatever they needed. From there, went to OMAG, worked there for a little over 10 years, and overseeing litigation, overseeing the claims department, helping to kick off our expansion of the legal department to be able to provide some additional services to cities and towns, and then about mid to late last year decided I wanted to go back into private practice, and here I am. The only thing that's different from the first go around in private practice is I'm not going to be doing litigation. I left private practice in part because of that, because having a child lets you realize the value of having a little bit of time. Litigation doesn't always afford you that luxury. So it was, I think, after working all day on a Sunday that I realized with a 6-month-old might need to make a change. So not doing litigation, but I am working direct for cities and towns. Looks like you've got my resume, so you can see what I'm doing now that I'm back out in private practice. But city attorney for 4 acres, prosecutor for the village, judge up in Perry, and general counsel for the Chiefs Association. Also, since that in, you miss a meeting and you get elected to a board. So now I'm the Judges Association board.
I miss being named the mayor.
You know, we found at OMAG that for settlement conferences and mediations, about half the time the either trustee or council member who ended up showing up was the one who didn't show up for the meeting, where they designated somebody to go attend and represent the town or the city at the ADR session. So I feel it. I at least missed their business meeting because I had to go to court. I'm now on their board. But other than that, I'm working directly for cities and towns, doing everything from labor negotiations to helping out with zoning and land use issues, and everything in between, doing a whole bunch of personnel investigations now for some reason. It seems like there's
And where is your practice located?
So I'm off-scene out of my house. When I originally went out to private practice, I decided to give it a few months and then make sure everything settled down, and felt comfortable going out and getting an office, and then very quickly realized that all the work that I'm doing, I'm not having people come to me, I'm going to them. And so, to this point, haven't actually needed to go out and get an office.
So that goes into my next question. Your travel from wherever you're at to us, how is that determined? I mean, are we charged for that, are we not charged for that?
Would depend on what it's for. If it's to attend a meeting, then it would just be part of the retainer. If it's for something else, you've got, and, hey, sorry, if he gets accused of doing something wrong, you need me to come out here and help give you personnel advice on what to do on that, then that would be different. And if you look at those 2 paragraphs, I've tried to divide it out the way that my old mentor, David Davis, did, which is the routine and the non-routine. For all the routine, that would all just be within the retainer. For the non-routine, that's where it would be billed hourly, and if there was travel, then there'd be mileage.
Okay. And how do you determine your mileage? Is it just by the state?
Yeah, it would be the IRS.
Okay. Awesome. Any other questions? No? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Aaron Etherington is not here, correct?
Not present.
Okay. Eric Roscom?
Not present.
Christy Lewis?
Present.
I also have my partner, Jana, not with me. We are applying as a law firm. We are Bath Law. We are located primarily in El Reno, which is about 15 minutes from here, I'm sure you all know. We also have offices in Oklahoma City. Our office is the city attorney for several municipalities, along with we represent several public trusts. And I'm going to let Jana talk to you specifically about what all our office does, and then I'll talk to you about me. So I'm Jana Knott, I'm the managing partner at Bass Law, and, as you all know, we've been in El Reno for, 90 years at this point. So historically, our firm has represented the Canadian County Commissioners and their public trusts, and we've done that for about 4 decades now. We also represent OEMA, so if any of you go to those trustee meetings, you'll see our partner, Chance Deaton, is there as well. I took over the city of El Reno's work about 4 years ago, so I'm their city attorney. And we also have recently taken on Canadian County Expo Authority. They are housed in the public trust now, and the Cardinal Point Public Trust, which is also a public trust, that was created by the Canadian County Commissioners. So we have a long history of our firm, representing local governments here in Canadian County. And so, obviously, that's what we think we can bring to this job, is that we're just right up the road. We're familiar with all of your local boards, your local leaders, those types of things. And we found honestly that it helps you all you get more things done. So when OEMA and City of El Reno have an issue, we can get David Griesel and the city manager on the phone and let them talk things through. And then we're able to paper that up for them. And so if there's a situation like that, we're obviously aware of any potential conflicts that might arise, but we've handled those things often enough that we're able to get those things taken care of. So I also represent municipalities around the state in different litigation matters and consulting roles. So as far southeast as Ho Chi Town and as far northwest as the town of Gage. So we see a lot of different matters all across the state. We are proposing an agreement that we use with most of our municipal and local government clients, which is a monthly retainer agreement. We have estimated what we think you all might use as far as legal services every month, but that could be closer to like $750. It kind of just depends on what all you are using. And so the way our monthly retainer agreements work is you all get the same hourly rate for any of the attorneys that work on it in our firm. So we right now have 13 attorneys between our El Reno and Oklahoma City office. So my hourly rate is typically $300 an hour, but if I'm working on a municipal file, including this one, it's at $250 an hour. Same with Andy Bass, who's been practicing for 50 years now. If he's working on a City of El Reno or Town of Calumet matter, he's doing it at the special municipal rate, which is also what you all would have in this, and that goes for our legal assistance as well. So we're not charging mileage under those retainer agreements, and we're not going to be charging to travel down 81, 10 minutes. It'll be the time spent here at the meetings. And what I would consider your general counsel type town matters that come up kind of on a day-to-day basis, those types of things. So it's not in this proposed agreement, but the other option that we also have that we found has been helpful for some of our smaller municipalities, and as well as the Expo Authority, is we allow you to bank your retainer over to the next month. If, for instance, you don't have a very busy month, and you don't use all of your monthly retainer, then we will roll that over up to a certain amount. So if you get into a hornet's nest next month and you need some extra legal fees, then you might have some money left in our trust account that you can use for that. So that's kind of the setup that we found has been pretty helpful for our smaller municipal clients, and so we're certainly willing to do that for you all as well. And this contract also includes city prosecutor services if you all were to need that, and so I'll turn it back over to Christy. Christy will be your point person on this contract, and then Chance and I gave that. Anybody in our firm will be available, and this is, that's just how our municipal contracts work. We have enough staff and enough attorneys available that when you all have an issue, it goes to the top of the list, and we find somebody that can handle it and try to get it taken care of in a timely fashion for you. So, Christy, I'll let you tell them a little bit about yourself. So. I was raised in Mustang, so I'm very familiar with Canadian County. In fact, me and my other two partners, we all still live in Canadian County. Janice from Minco, but we don't hold that against her. We are all now currently in Canadian County. I handle all of the city prosecutor work for the city of El Reno. Sometimes that takes me a little bit out of municipal court because we have other things in district court that I'll handle for the police department and or for animal control. As Jana said, we really look at this like a team approach. So for instance, we have various municipalities and we'll break up kind of what we're doing. That ensures that we, one, always have someone available, but two, that we can pretty much handle anything that you guys need us to handle, along with just the general counsel work on some of the other municipalities. We do some litigation for them if it's needed. We've taken cases to the Oklahoma Supreme Court for municipalities when needed. So we really can provide a full service to what you're needing.
So the other gentleman over here, he kind of hit something, you know, that he has experience with personnel stuff. I mean, have y'all done personnel?
We have done a lot of personnel work, again, also recently. Maybe that is just a newer thing that is coming up. But we've done some internal investigations for personnel, for other municipalities, along with just day-to-day, advising the municipalities on what they need.
Awesome. All right. Any questions for them?
If we was to choose your law firm, how would it look like if something was to ever arise between us and county commissioners?
So I can tell you, historically, we've had to deal with that, obviously. We typically don't take anything that's adverse to the county commissioners. And so if we see that something comes up between the town of Union City and the Canadian County Commissioners, then we'll conflict out. And so we'll send you to somebody, who can represent you all without any conflict if you think that there's something that needs to be taken care of in an adverse way with the county commissioners. So obviously, we're gonna try to sit down and help you all resolve that first, with them. But if that's not gonna be the case, then, ethically, we have a conflict that we would have to just back out and send both of you to different lawyers. So we can't help the county either in a situation like that.
Okay.
Make sense? Okay.
Can I ask you, is that this, and I'm a Gabe Bass fan, grew up with him, love Bass, great people. Is that the same thing when it comes to the city, if our city was trying to agree upon a water agreement where we don't get agreements thrown up every 6 months, man? Would you back out since y'all do represent El Reno too, or how would that work?
So again, we try to let the leaders negotiate those things without our involvement. And if you all see that you can do that, and you can get to an agreement, and you all both say, this is where we're at, then we'll paper that up, and we don't think that there are conflicts in that situation. But if it does look like there's a potential conflict, or the situation is gonna become adverse, then again, we step away from both clients that are involved, City of El Reno and the town of Union City. We can't choose which one we want to
No,
represent.
perfect, I just know that makes total sense.
All right. Brent Elmore.
How are you?
Good, how are you, sir?
Doing well. I've been practicing 27 years. You know, what I bring is versatility. You know, if you look at my resume there, you've seen all the different places I've been. Was a general counsel at OSBI, and unfortunately, I dealt with a lot of personnel issues there. I had to work with the feds, had to work with the state, and I had to work with a lot of different people. Had to negotiate contracts with Microsoft. And, you know, if you think that that's easy, you know, they don't, you know, everybody around here thinks, oh, the OSBI, that's big time. Yeah, Microsoft doesn't think anything of the OSBI. They're, you know, it's not anything to them, but somehow you have to find a way and you have to get it done. My advice to you, based on your first question, is the same advice I give all my clients. And that is, the attorney-client relationship is all about trust. And to get trust, you gotta have communication. So, you know, tell you guys the same way I tell all my clients, you need to pick out the attorney that you can communicate with the best. I saw early in my career, I kept seeing these lawyers, the best ones. You know who they are when you're young. And I'd see them go in court, and I'd see them get subpar results. And then I'd see these attorneys that weren't that good. And you know who they are too. And they every once in a while, they'd get a really good result, and I'd try to figure that out. And then one day it finally came to me, and it was all about communication. And when that really good attorney had good communication with his client, that's how he always got those results. But if he ever got into a situation where he was representing somebody and they didn't communicate well, then even he got subpar results. but those times that the attorney that was subpar got good results is because he clicked. And he fit real, well with that attorney. So my advice to you, like any client that I talk with, potential new client, is, you need to hire an attorney that you can communicate and work with and you trust. I won't have any conflicts. When I was a young attorney and went down south and prosecuted, I wasn't from that county. I didn't know all the people, and I caught on real quick that a lot of times there's two sides to every scenario going on. And pretty quickly, they learned that I was just gonna do what was right. And then it didn't matter which side, I didn't take a side, I didn't favor whoever. And I worked with the county commissioners day in and day out on all their contracts, all the things that they had going on. And, there's a lot of paperwork, but there's also a lot of politics, and you just do the right thing every time, and then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about what comes up. So I've also worked for the Supreme Court. I've also briefed things to the Supreme Court on all kinds of issues. I wish I could tell you that I've spent 27 years doing the exact same thing, but I spent 27 years doing anything and everything. And so I'm like a Swiss Army knife. Am I the greatest municipal attorney in the state of Oklahoma? No. But if you have a problem, you need a solution. Sometimes that solution is over here in this other part of the law. And you go, oh, well, that's not the way that it's usually done. But if you do it like this over here, like a divorce, then you get the answer. And you get an answer that gets the result that you want. And at the end, that's what you hire a lawyer for. One, trust. Two, communication, and get a result. So whatever the fee is, I've heard a lot of discussion thrown out there. Everything in life is negotiable. It's how bad you want the contract, how bad you want the client. I would tend to meet whatever terms that anybody else is intending to throw out there.
So this is a question going to each of you. So, with Tom, it was regular communication via phone, question about this, question about that. How is that billed? How is that charged?
Like Jana was talking about, it seems to me like the way that things go now around the state is that you have this bank of billable hours rolling forward. And, you're gonna get charged for phone calls. And you need that communication. Now, a good lawyer knows not to charge you for every single little thing. And tries to help you save money. And that's how you build a relationship that rolls forward and goes forward for years to come. A greedy lawyer bills you for every single thing and then, runs himself out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we also bill for phone calls. You all will typically, the mayor will, let us know who has the authority to call and engage our services. That way we make sure that we're, answering the questions for those who have authority to, use your legal contract. But yes, phone calls will be billed for. If there's emails that we have to do research on our end and then get you a response back, then that's also something we would bill for as part of this agreement.
So on my end, it would just depend on what the phone call's about. If it's a call from Michelle with a question about the agenda and how to word something, then that's part of the routine, that's just part of the retainer. If it's using the example before of a personnel matter that you're having to work on, well, then that would be part of the personnel matter. And I'll use today as an example. I came here from City Hall at 4 Acres where I'll be billing for a piece of the time that I was there, which involves a personnel matter that just in with every passing 10 minutes got worse. Every time somebody said something, and for another piece of it, it was routine. The land use issue that we got on our planning commission on Wednesday, that they had some questions about restricted covenants and how they might affect what we're gonna do on Wednesday. And so I made sure to keep track of the time that was spent actually working on the personnel issue byproduct of David Davis being my mentor, and the advice he gave me that I didn't fully appreciate till I got to OMAG was, you are going to bill them for every single call, and they're not gonna call you. And there are times when a simple phone call could help avoid a bigger issue down the road. And we saw that at OMAG quite a bit, with getting phone calls from town clerks, city clerks that were calling us, and we asked why they weren't calling city attorney or town attorney. It was because we don't wanna have to get it done, but we have to explain to the town board or city council. So, if I pegged it low, then I pegged it low, and I'll eat that, and that's where it just becomes a year over year, we readjust year over year based on what the actual experience is, but it won't result in bill, it's just routine.
And I was always trained to keep my conversations with them anywhere from 6 to 15 minutes, because that's normal increment of what you get billed for. Is that still a thing? Anybody? Do you know what I'm talking
6 to
about?
12 to
Is it,
18.
what is it, is it 15, or is it 6 now? What is
If
it?
you do it in 1/10 of an hour, then it's every 6 minutes.
So that might help you with what you're
Which
thinking. I think
Brent's
that's what
point,
you're asking, is what
Having to
exactly?
approve legal bills for a lot of defense counsel, I
Yeah.
always love getting those .2 file reviews on every file that attorney has on a particular case.
So in other words, I won't be calling Matt to tell him my life story. I'll just, tell him what I want. Yeah. Does the same thing go for emails, by the way?
They're substantive.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yes, emails, we get charged on emails too, because it takes time, right? Okay.
Yes, it requires a substantive
Okay.
response,
Same
and we
with
have to
email?
pull research or
Emails,
stuff
text,
like that.
I mean, it just
Anything,
depends on what
okay.
it is. If it's routine, it's routine, it's under retainer. If it's non-routine, and honestly,
Okay.
if it's not a real amount of time, even if it's something non-routine, I'm not billing .1 or .2 for
What's your response to the email?
To the email, if it's an email, then yeah, you bill for it, and usually you bill in, tenths of an hour increments. Sometimes, if you have the opportunity to, you get an email and, it's a reminder or, something that's already been asked or something like that, then, you made yourself look good, you throw that on the bill, put it in for free. It's a relationship, and if you just in it all for the money and just to take advantage of somebody, then it's not gonna last.
Any other questions? There's gotta be somebody that can give questions.
I think they did a good job presenting this, I think they did.
Okay, I have some. You all know that the position.
6 minutes or less.
The position doesn't offer you an office here, right? I mean, I'm happy to give up my smaller than prison cell next to you, right there with the window that sees in here instead of outside. I'll share. But there is not an office here for you to do everything in, okay?
Is that a requirement?
No, but it has been asked.
Okay.
I've also been asked, is it a full-time position, a part-time position? And it's kind of both, if you look at it. And if we offer a full-time position, is there an office there? So I'm just making it clear, there's really not an office here.
There's a U table.
There's a U table, you're welcome to it.
Anything from you?
One question I do have, unfortunately, Union City had to experience this, with, Tom Ferguson, who had an extended illness, before he passed away. And the board's been very patient with me filling in very poorly for him. But for each of you, if something happens and you have a conflict or help comes up and you can't be at one of the meetings, what do you have in plan for how the board would be represented?
I'll go ahead and start. What I've done at Warriors, when I've had to have a situation like that come up, which is rare, because I know when your regular meetings are, which I know when your regular meetings are, then I schedule around that. But occasionally, it only really came up when I was at OMAG, and they would send me to a conference, would be to arrange for one of my colleagues who I rely upon and trust for municipal attorneys to cover the meeting. Most of the time, they don't charge for it, and if they do charge, I just pay for it.
our office, we have several attorneys, so we always have someone that's available. What we typically do is one of us is the primary contact, but then we always have someone that kind of knows when the meetings are in the event something's going to come up, so they're on backup.
The way I took your position was, will there be the same person here every meeting, or is it a rotation?
It will be the same person here every meeting unless there is an unforeseen issue.
Now, who will that person be?
Me.
You.
I hate to admit it, I'm kind of old school. I mean, it takes quite a bit to knock me out. I've tried cases with fever before. You know, you just get up and you gotta do what you gotta do. If you got
Well,
stuff-
you reset next to me, sorry to
Well,
interrupt.
That's the problem with it. But my answer would be similar. I work for a firm, and, you know, one of the associates would, you know, cover for me, or there's a friend of mine that I, you know, work closely with, who's former first assistant, district attorney out east, is very knowledgeable, that, you know, I would turn to him as well. So most attorneys have somebody that they, because it does happen, you get sick, or you just get a conflict to the point that you can't be in two places at once, and so you know, you have people that you trust, and, you know, so I would never send somebody that, you know, wasn't qualified or would do a bad job, but I don't know, the first thing is that, you know, get it done yourself, so, appreciate it.
Any more questions? Well, thank each and every one of y'all for your time tonight. I really appreciate you coming out here, showing face, and answering all of our questions. You know, this is a giant thing for us, you know, I don't know about these guys, but it all makes me just you know, he kinda hit on Tom. Tom was, he was a pillar in this deal for us, you know, and he was more than my lawyer, he was my friend. So, I do appreciate it, and I hope that we get to create that type of same friendship and understanding. We will, is it on tonight, or is that voting on this?
It was left up to you guys. That's why it's written that way.
Okay.
You can do a possible approval, denial, amendment, revision. I mean, it's all there, so.
Okay, awesome.
It's up to you.
We will go into executive, we'll discuss this, and hopefully come out with a decision. I don't know, I mean, it's kind of a tough thing to, all of you just seem to be really good at what you do. And I'm glad that we had people that wanted to come support us. So, anything from the vice?
Good.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so very much.
I'd be remiss if I didn't at least let you know that you can't go to executive session on it.
I agree. Because I didn't put it in exactly.
Oh, you can't?
I
Well, what's
didn't-
it say on executive?
Nothing, there's nothing in it.
Well, that's what I was reading.
No, you weren't reading executive.
You'll have to bring it back next year.
Board of trustees will retire from every meeting to
Tell him.
I
She's gonna wait for him to get there and go,
Oh, never mind.
I like them already.
Awesome. All right.
I can always, we can call a special meeting and have a discussion or whatever you guys needed to do in private. And I can always send out a letter to let them know where we're at and just keep communication going and what you've decided.
Okay.
Or if you wanna do, you can also do a second round of interviewing in executive session, if you want.
And on that, you can't go, in my opinion, you can't go into executive session on this position, since it would be a contract position, it's not a public office, and it's not a paid employment position, so.
You'd have to come out at the end and have a vote anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say this, lawyers early on from law school, we compete against our very best friends for the same positions. So we have thick skins, and we don't take anything by it. if that makes any difference to you.
Okay.
Janet and I have been friends for years.
Not with that look she just shot me. Oh, man. What is the will of the board?
I motion we table it for either a special meeting or until next meeting.
Anybody else have a opinion? Alright, let's table it. So, we'll set up a special meeting for it. Now that I'm lost. Alright, well, thank you all so very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Michelle has our contact information, so if y'all have questions individually, just
Well,
feel
we can
free.
get billed if we ask those questions.
Don't get billed this time.
Now's your time.
Don't get billed this time.
We might as well ride this out a while,
But
just
yeah.
have questions for a while.
Feel free to holler at us if you've got any questions or want to
Thank
talk.
you
through
so
it.
much.
Thanks again.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, Department of Union City Code Enforcement. Teresa Lord.
You guys have my report, any questions on it? Our prediction, assembly list success, later in the week was success. Well, inspections were all completed by Captain Open, RD, and Sergeant Shorter. I think we got through work on that. For Sergeant Shorter, I sent him out like several times back and forth with some of the last ones, because they switched companies so much, but, it was successful, they're all done, invoiced out, and the total in there and what I've invoiced. And those start coming back in soon, I'm working on getting new bonds and insurance in place for each of them to make sure everything's correct before January 1st. A lot going on there, and we're working on top on top.
Awesome.
Letters are been sent out, and we're receiving donations for that, getting excited for that. My favorite time of year.
I feel like your letters were really successful this time. I like that you did it that
There's
way.
been a lot of response early.
Like a lot. Even better than our 5K.
Yeah, we've already exceeded that.
Good, good, good.
It's a good cause.
Alright, any questions for code enforcement? Okay. I do have a question, code enforcement.
Alright.
What printer was this printed out on? Is this our high dollar machine back here?
Yes,
Why is it all faded on the left?
because it was our high dollar machine
Is that
back
a good
there,
printer?
that I refused to pay thousands of dollars to have that fixed. And when we use it, it squeaks like a bird.
You know, our old one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they've come out and they wanna charge us a couple of $1,000s for a little bitty plastic piece to sit in there.
After he messed it up.
And so I said, well, just deal with the chirping then. Because we each have a printer, a laser printer in our offices, so if it's something that's gonna go out to the public, we print it on one of our good ones.
This is a new one?
This is a brand new one, we paid ridiculous money for.
Mm-hmm. What happened was, is we bought it from Fazell,
Is there a warranty on that unit?
and Fazell sold it to RK Black, who didn't honor the warranty, because that wasn't a part of their contract.
Sell it back to them.
They wouldn't take it, I tried. I did, I tried. I tried to even exchange it for something smaller, and they won't exchange it either. Yeah.
Alright, 9A, water sewer non-franchise permit,
That's, nothing,
table it.
waiting on attorney member.
Table. 9B, property violations, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, acceptance regarding property violations for 16410 Southwest 59th Street.
He is still continuing to make progress.
Awesome.
Table it, or we want?
I
Wasn't he
would
at 30
ask that
days?
you leave it on there.
Leave it on
Leave
there.
it?
I would ask that
Okay,
you
I'll
leave it.
table.
He still has more work to do, but there is continual progress.
Number 10, Department of Union City Police.
You have Chief Taylor's report, some of the highlights,
So the instructors for the basic police officer course, myself, Lieutenant McCarty, Lieutenant Gloucester, we taught DP, firearms, PT, and SWAT school. Completed our in-service training for, firearms qualifications, so a day of training on how to get better, and then the state qualification course. Trey McKeel is still in, the academy, we should be graduating very soon. Lieutenant McCarty's, transmission was fixed, and it's back up and running. Something that's not on here, Chief Taylor's AC needs to be fixed, but with the changing of the weather, I'm hoping we can delay that. The Red Ribbon assembly went well, and then we have the Christmas parade coming up on the 6th of December. And then Chief Taylor gets back December 11th.
Now, Silverado, is that under warranty?
I would have to look. So, we took that one up to Yukon, so they have to find the GM, so I believe it was under warranty. I don't think we paid much except for labor. That's something that I would have to.
Why would we not take it to a dealership and not pay labor if it's under warranty?
I'm sorry?
Why would we not take it to a dealership and not pay labor if it's under warranty?
That's something I'll have to check on for you, sir. I don't know where Lieutenant McCarty dropped his vehicle off. I'm assuming it's where we're using, Yukon. But if it was covered under warranty, we probably took it up to the car.
Okay. How are the new Tahoes doing?
They're doing pretty well. They've had some hiccups here and there, but nothing we haven't been able to fix under warranty. So we'll just take them, drop them off, get them fixed, and they're all back up and running now.
Okay.
It's the older Tahoes that are out of the warranty that are giving us our big hiccups too, and we're trying to put them on the line, so it's in the future.
For all those wondering, we had 256 traffic stops, 104 resulting in citation, and 152 resulting in a warning. That's 41% chance of a citation. I have a question. Each month, I've been looking at this. How do we get 157 extra patrols each month, or 100 and whatever extras?
It's when the, patrol officer goes through neighborhoods or specific requested patrols. They just key up over the radio that they're in a certain area for a certain time. Take Gregory Estates. When we patrol through Gregory Estates, we tell them when we get there, patrol around in the middle of the night, we tell them we'll leave.
Okay.
And then on the residential patrol, so the difference between ex-patrol and residential patrol is how dispatch puts it in. So we just say we're at the neighborhood, so if dispatch puts it in as a ex-patrol or a residential patrol, that's just kind of how it lines out.
Only one person had lunch?
That's what I wanna do.
How does that happen?
If there's another officer on duty, they don't have to say they want to lunch.
Okay.
If they're by themselves and they come in here and they're sitting down to eat lunch, they say, I'm eating lunch, so that rarely happens, we normally have at least two.
We have 2 animal bites?
That's what we say.
Not me this time.
Fictitious tag.
One was a fence, I believe, wasn't it?
The newest tags that just came out, look, man, it's gonna make it easy to reprint those deeds.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The new tag.
The new paper tag, it's just printed off a laser printer. All right, number 11, Department of Union City Fire.
The report, pretty average, a little bit below average actually, month, just 18 calls. 13 medical, 2 grass, 1 motor vehicle accident, 1 down fire run, and 1 oil well blow off, which will probably be way up this month. Usually when it starts freezing, we get a bunch of those at first. Normal meetings, maintenance and training and stuff was done. Taught the graduating seniors CPR. They have to go through the class to graduate. They don't have to get certified, but they have to go through the class. This is kind of fun thing every year. Trick or treat, I think we mentioned that, but well, or did we? I don't remember, but trick or treat was very busy. Was everyone. Had a little extra training with the landing zone class, which is, you know, how to set up for the helicopter that comes in. Got the classroom part done, went and set up, got ready for them, and they were almost here, and they got called to the call, so they had to turn around. Deferred, so we'll have to do the hands-on later. And that, everything's pretty routine.
11A, draft and lease agreement, we ever got one?
Nope, still waiting on them.
Number 12, Department of Union City Emergency Management.
He said no, nothing to report on that.
Department of Union City Animal Control.
Pretty normal month. We had 4 dogs adopted locally. 3 were transferred to rescues. 6 were brought in and reunited with their owners. Pretty normal month for that.
Alright.
And not one single cat.
Not one. Hush.
They're out there.
Plenty of them.
Number 14, Department of Union City Streets and Alley.
Nothing really to report, just transferring from mowing, weed eating and all that to doing some more like maintenance stuff to the parks and different things in here and whatever we need to do.
15, Department of Union City County Clerk.
Hi. You have my report. We didn't get the auditors this time. It was my fault. Because I wanted more time to clean up the background of things in QuickBooks, and they gave it to me, told me that if I did, that we would pass. So I have it ready to go, but they weren't ready to go at this, because I had already bought some more time. I have a few more things to do on the general side of it, but everybody's reconciling. I didn't check with you, did you reconcile?
Oh, mine?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think hers was an issue anyway, but the other ones, I got them cleaned up. I've gone through giving a class to everything. That first drunk Patty told us to do tabs, and so we were, and now this group wants us to do a class on everything. So I had to go back in to every department and put a class. Also, there were a few things that were considered deleted, and it's basically where people had decided to change the name. It wasn't an item, it's the description. And it says like, UCPD, little parentheses say deleted because they changed it to Union City Police Department. So I had to find all those, delete those out. I went in, there were a lot of journal entries that were done when we first started to give us a starting balance. So I went through and went item by item off of bank statements. So if it wasn't on the bank statement, it wasn't over here. Basically just double book entries, looking to make sure it all matches.
When I did that, I was able to get rid of a lot of journal entries, which made us come out correct, and everybody's reconciling correctly. So, by time they come in December, if they come in December, they have not told me they would come. I'm not really foreseeing it 'cause holiday time. I'm really looking more at January, but it buys me more time to get in there and just absolutely get everything squeaky clean as much as I can before they come in and audit that again. And if they do, then she's telling, she meaning Kim for the lady who comes and talks, is telling me if I can get that done by the time they come back again, that will probably pass.
What year is it?
23, 24. But I have to go back to 21 in QuickBooks. Cause if you change something here, everything messes up going this way. So I have to start back at the beginning and work my way forward all the way up to where we are now. Almost done with it, almost completely done. So, my fault they're not here this time. I wanted more time so we could pass.
All right, 15A Union City Park Use Agreement, we ever got it?
We've had it, you guys just haven't done anything with it. We keep tabling it. No, it's the ones that Tom approved at the end, they just kept tabling it for now. And it's okay, we're not in any hurry on them, I mean, we can wait until we have an attorney hired if you want. I can start with a fresh new attorney that knows what's going on and have them look over it and, I mean, it's not that big a deal. Nobody's really using the park anyway. We've had, what, 2 birthdays in the last, 3 or 4 months?
Well, that's for the
Birthdays.
school though, anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying, the park use, seasons are over, so we're really in no hurry. So, I mean, if you'd like to wait, like I said, until we get another attorney hired, and I can put it in front of them, they can look over it, and you want it approved that way, we can do that. That goes for 15B as well.
What's your opinion?
I know that Tom had, prepared the one, and,
Yeah.
it's available.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the Union City Park Use Agreement.
I'll second that.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 So now it just needs to be sent over to school?
No.
Or that's for,
no,
that's the
this
one,
is-
that's the one that's for anybody?
Yeah,
Okay,
this
okay,
is-
that's the one pager.
Yeah, and it's a good deal too. We have an old one, but the old one requires David to hold the key, David to go check everything, David to sign off on it. I mean, there's a lot of things that really,
Yeah, that's the.
even Tom was in agreement, we don't need all that at this point. I mean, we just need them to be responsible for what they tear up, is basically what it boils down to.
All right, what about, 15B?
Wait, Chad, did you,
Aye.
Okay.
I didn't, I just, I already got it.
Do you wanna look at it? I mean, I got it.
Does this
in my
have the
office.
dollars and all of that?
Here, let me get it
Do
for
we
you,
remember
Chad.
that? I mean, do y'all remember what those were?
Yeah, we were all, yeah, had all the fees and
That's
everything,
all right.
yeah.
Multiple times.
Let me see. I think I still have it in there. Yeah. There's the park here. And I think I have concessions right behind it, possibly. Can't believe you don't remember.
I just couldn't remember the number, so it'd
Oh.
pay $2,700.
No, that's what I wrote on it, like hand wrote on it. I could print that other one off for you.
That's okay,
So I can use it for you.
thank you.
But it basically, the other one, if you remember, it said they put down a deposit,
Mhm.
and then they get their deposit back when they're done. The purpose for that is if they tear something up and then don't wanna pay for it, we got their deposit.
So my question to that is, what if I don't come over, they can go over and have a birthday party? Is somebody gonna stop them?
So, like, I mean,
That's
I
the
can,
point.
yeah, I can,
It's a public park.
like, for instance, if you go to Red Rock Canyon, if you call and reserve one of their things and you've paid that fee, and your group arrives, and there's another group there, the group that's paid the fee stays. So it's securing you that place. If, I mean, outside of that, anyone's welcome to use those things, but not being used. But
All right, what about the number 15B, Union City Park concession agreement?
That was the same thing. That was the other one that he looked at, that's what I was talking about, it falls right underneath.
I make a motion that we approve 15B, Union City Park concession use agreement. Do I have a second?
good job.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. All right, we'll have to have those on there.
And on those, before you issue those, you're double checking with the school's schedule to make sure.
Oh, for sure.
For the concession
Yeah,
side, mainly the concession side.
Terry and I, we have monthly meetings together, Terry and I do.
Okay.
And she updates me on what's coming up, and I let her know what's
Okay.
coming up, and,
Yeah, Michelle, you got it in here. My bad.
it's okay,
It was so
Chad.
faded.
It's just so faded.
All right, 15C, Jacob and Amanda Johnson.
How are we tonight, guys? Thank you for, letting me talk. I think most of you had a chance to read my things. It's nothing new to you. Most of y'all know me. I'll go over what I'm saying. My name's Jacob Johnson. I'm the owner of 152 Storage and the mobile home park. I'm here tonight, and I feel it's important the actions of certain city officials and board members be brought to light, not just for myself, but for fairness and transparency and accountability within the city. Over the past several months, I've experienced repeated and concerning actions from certain board members who have gone behind my back to city officials to attempt to have my zoning changed. The same board member has threatened me in meetings with fines of $100 per day, all while himself have been in violations of city codes for months without receiving a city letter or enforcement notice. I've raised these concerns multiple times, but no corrective action has been taken. It's discouraging to see when a private citizen is accused of something, the city acts immediately. But when a board member violates the code, the issue is ignored. I also want to address the lack of honesty and consistency I've received from the Mayor Bob during the entire process. This situation began when he asked me if I would move the trailer park to a different piece of property. During the city council meeting, called me and asked me what I would be willing to pay for the land. Called me off guard, I'll stay on point. Yet by very next meeting, the city was preparing to sign a contract from another party. Before that meeting, I informed a board member, Ryan Dawson, that I would be willing to offer $20,000 more for the property that was being considered. Ryan chose not to bring that up during the meeting. After realizing this, I called the mayor directly to make sure he knew of the higher offering. And after notifying everyone in the office the very next day, I urged the council business next day. Despite all that, nothing has been done to correct the situation or even acknowledge my offer. Since owning the mobile home property, I've repeatedly been asked, since owning the mobile home property. Since then, I've been repeatedly asked to address the condition on First Street, just located south of the property. Instead of properly preparing and maintaining it, the city simply dumped gravel on it, making it the only gravel road leading off Highway 81 in Union City. Since owning 152 Storage for 14 years, I've been asking the city to maintain the property as they are required to do by state statute, where semis pull off in front. As of last week, I called the office because there was people weeding the ditch south of the fire station in front of wheat property, and my property still hasn't been taken care of, and it still is rough. Meanwhile, the city is renting out a 1-acre property for cheap rent, $50 a month, so they don't have to maintain that property. I rent out a spot at my storage units for a person to park a car for $50 a month. This is ridiculous and terrible for other business owners in town. So I have to ask, why is one board member allowed to break code for months without consequences? Why is the city selectively enforcing rules and ignoring clear violations by its own officials? Why are citizens treated unfairly when they try to do the things the right way? Why does a board member get to have a seat in the office to be able to vote no on a gas station being put next to his restaurant while breaking code on his property? All I'm asking is for a fair treatment and accountability and consistency. I want to see the same standards applied to city officials, board members, that are applied to residents and business owners. I've urged the city council to investigate these issues seriously, correct the ongoing code violations, ensure that all dealings regarding properties and zoning are handled with integrity and transparency. Thank you for your time and giving me the opportunity to speak. I'm here for any and all questions. And if anything I said, I will say, it either came from a board member or a town official that I put in here. Nothing was from anybody except a board member or a town official that I mentioned in these comments.
So, the first thing I want to address is the gravel, okay? That is what was deemed necessary by the county, not by the city.
It's a city street.
According to county,
It's a city
what
road.
what was the determination on that, Teresa?
It's a city street, which makes it the responsibility of the town, in my understanding, to maintain it. However, those streets are maintained by Canadian County District 2. It's their discretion what they put on those. If the city wants above and beyond that, I believe it's at the cost of the city, is the way Lacey explained it to us at that meeting she was at. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That was the way
That's the way I interpreted it.
um,
I don't believe Mr. Johnson was here at that meeting for his input. He wanted something more than that.
I didn't get a call either for that meeting either.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, that road was already previously gravel, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was the reason they went back with gravel.
That still don't make any sense. I mean, we have 30 years, just because we've done shit 30 years ago. I bought this property and I've cleaned it up, and I've got nothing but harassment from you guys. And it's looked better than it has in 20 years, and I still get harassment from you guys. You know, Jimmy, I have nothing
It
bad.
does look good. I don't have nothing against you, Jacob.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. These people complain about your trailer, and I understand it, but we do different things for codes for different people. Ever since I hired the attorney Box to prove that you guys don't have your stuff together, and the zoning has went downhill. I'll be real honest with people, and I knew the attorneys were gonna be here, and I damn well passed it out to them, because I want everybody to know what I'm coming for. And when I offer $20,000 more for property, and it doesn't get talked about or brought up, and we're broke as heck as a city, that's not right.
So,
And you knew about it, everybody in the city knew about it before we took other action.
Did the realtor know about it?
It doesn't matter about the realtor's your
Did you
friend.
speak with the realtor?
No, the realtor's your friend. I'm glad you asked
At
that,
that
Ryan.
ver- since
No,
you
Ryan,
brought
I'm glad
this
you
up-
asked that. You called me in a public meeting to ask me what I would offer.
And you said you would give no more than 10.
No, and then I told you before the next meeting, I would give $20,000 more than that because I could straight up sell it. Did I not? And you told me it wouldn't make a difference how the meeting went.
You're right.
Okay.
I thought that.
Okay, that's what you thought. That's not your job to think that when I
At
offered
the very point in
20,000.
time, it was not gonna make a difference. These other 4 board members.
Right, that's their option. I wanted you to offer 20K more for a reason.
I wish you'd have been here.
Well, I offered it to you. That's the point, and everybody knew about it.
Do you want me to resign right
I
now?
want every one of you to resign.
See y'all later.
I would stay.
Huh?
I would stay. You're fine.
Mr. Lawyer, I do have a question.
It's all true. I am not lying about one thing, and I'm coming after
If we
it.
sell a piece of property through a realtor, who does the person who wants to buy the property need to contact?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If we sell a piece of property through a realtor, who does the person who wants to buy it need to contact?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that, because I called Ryan Dawson, I called the mayor, and I called Teresa. Did I call all 3 of you before that contract was asked, and ask, where do I find that listed, please? Did I do that? Yes, I did. Did I call you before and ask you? Okay, did I call you and that before and ask you?
And I found.
Yes, okay, none of y'all, and then you can call me during a meeting and talk to it, but I can't give a board meeting an offer. We'll find out if that holds up in court.
I wouldn't take any more.
Moving on.
I'm not resigning. I'm staying. Sorry for the heat of the moment.
You're good. You're good.
Is there any other questions? Do we wanna talk about the harassment from Keith Dennis that hadn't got a letter as of 3 o'clock today that has code and violations going on in his place?
What he's referring to
The
is,
stuff that's in the alleyway that I've
Yeah.
told every member about for months. And I got a letter threatening $100 that don't make sense and won't hold up in court. Do we wanna talk about that letter too?
I'll address what he's referring to me. I have,
He's
recycled-
breaking code.
I have recycled lumber that I had brought home, and it's partially on my property line and the alley, probably 4 to 5 feet into the alley. I've cared for that alley for many years. If there is a code against that, I was not aware of it. Teresa did call me and asked me to clean it up. I will get that cleaned up, no problem at all. There's people all over this community that are utilizing spaces in easements and alleys.
But don't make it
So-
right. Again,
so-
we've talked about a lot of things that don't make it right.
So it's never been enforced to my knowledge. I didn't even know if there was a city ordinance that
So
addressed
why
it.
did you call her and check and see if I have business license?
What are you-
Personally,
what are
why did
talking
you
about?
call Teresa and ask her if I had my trailer park license personally? I'm gonna call everybody out, I'm not hiding anything. Why did you call her personally and ask her if I had my license?
That came out in a meeting.
I know, I know, but he called you
They
personally.
asked about several.
Well, he called you
times
personally
we were-
to ask if I had mine. I'm gonna call it out.
We were asked, so I was curious.
Okay.
And that's common for them to call and ask.
He has my number. He's never called me one time in life. Everyone up there has my number.
What is
my
the
job.
piece of property that he got a letter on?
Highway 81, south of Love.
I've farmed it for years.
It is zoned commercial piece of property though, and with as tall as it was getting, it's dry. Jacob has always in the past, he has, you know.
Have I cut it this year
road on
already?
it.
Have I cut it already?
Yes, he's
Thank
cut
you,
it
ma'am.
once, he's cut it once, but because it has gotten so
Keep up
dry
the
and
good
so
work,
tall,
good job.
it has become a fire hazard. That's something that David and I discuss on a regular basis, and with it being right south of Love, I haven't seen or heard from Jacob. The next step after me reaching out by phone and text is to send a letter.
But to
He
finish
has-
up
he
my,
has
is there
never
an
been
ordinance that
fined.
says I can't, like, have something stacked inside the?
You can't in an
lot?
alley?
Yeah. I mean, you can park in an
It
alley,
can't-
nothing
it can't be-
permanent.
It can't
Yeah.
be blocked.
Yes, it's blocking an alley.
Cannot be blocked. Can a vehicle still get down through there, or a city vehicle with the way it is? Yes. If David were to need to get down through there to repair a line or to access something, and something was in the way, he would have the right to move it or require the
But
property.
for the record,
Yeah.
I will make sure it's moved
Yeah.
before the next meeting.
Yeah, and he addressed it. I addressed it and take care of it. Just the way I do
Um,
everybody. I either call,
I wanna know if the town's okay without $20,000 more before I walk out.
Hold on 1 second. I would request that whether it is a citizen, whether it's a board member, if there's an issue, everybody gets treated the same. It's not a phone call, everybody gets a letter.
everybody gets started. I go and knock on their door.
If you want some
Before I make
professional
a phone
opinion, I
call,
would change
start with.
the first letter we send out too, because it wouldn't hold up and it's threatening, and it's not a good first letter, in my opinion. And I'm not saying it's Teresa's fault, I'm just saying, as a citizen, as a business owner, threatening $100 on a piece of mail that I received 8 days after the damn date on it, that wouldn't hold up because I didn't sign for it or anything, isn't a first good impression, in my opinion.
Second letter goes registered.
The second letter's registered,
The
that's
second
fine, but I'm
letter's
just saying that the first one, it could be cleaned up a little bit, and I told you
It'll
the
say
same thing.
violation letter. It was approved by the police chief.
Okay, well, that's all I'm saying, I'm just telling you, you can
Yeah.
send a letter to everybody though, but I agree.
But
You
I'm
have a
not-
copy of that letter?
Michelle had one as well.
I'd like to read one.
I'll give you mine.
I just had it with my document.
Here's mine, I got this, okay, mine. Got them all together. Here's what I already got, same as everybody else. But I started
This
out.
is the
in
first
your
letter.
Brian, you know I trusted you more than
This is-
anybody up there,
this
and you
is-
haven't called me since that night,
This is
Brian.
after several attempts by phone or.
If you
in
heard my
person,
message,
And then when
you
you
probably
still,
wouldn't call yourself back.
and then when you still
Did
don't
I let
like
you?
the letter.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm mad at you, that's
If you would-
dishonest.
If you would scream and yell at everybody that you did, the same way you did me that night,
That's, you took $20,000 from the citizens and you helped your other friends, I don't like that. So are we okay with, where are we at on the, are you as the board members okay with not taking an extra $20,000 on properties that you were offered months ago? That's all I need to know before I leave.
I mean,
It hadn't sold, it hadn't closed, I know that.
This is the first I'm hearing of it, but it was listed with a realtor.
I'm trying to find it, so that's,
Yeah.
we're already worked past that, but I'm good with that. I talked to the city, you called me during the city official meeting before all of this, before an offer was ever made You guys called me in a public meeting to ask what I would offer, and I told a board member what I would offer after that. I don't know how else to plain and simple make this seem to you. That's plain and simple. I've never dealt with guests. I've never talked to guests one time. The mayor called me the first time about this property to see if I'd want to move it over there. The second time is in a meeting. The third offer I made to Dawson. I've never talked to camera guests.
I've never been against you putting the trailer park where it was, when you originally.
I didn't say you were, sir. I didn't say you were. I offered $20,000 more for a reason, because I would give it, I think it's worth that. I'm sorry you didn't take it. I am, brother. I told you that night. I'm sorry you didn't announce it. That's why I called him directly after the meeting. That's why I went to everybody the whole next day, because I think what should be done is what's right. I love that guy to death. I swear to God. He's the only one I've trusted up here at times. I'll tell you that. I still think you made a bad decision that night, but I'm gonna still go do what's right.
So, did y'all know that it hadn't closed yet?
No.
Did you know it had closed yet?
The property, yeah. Brian Liverton was in here this week, they have not closed on the property, correct? It's gotta come back before you guys. I've not talked to camera or anything.
And if your realtor works that hard, don't get me wrong, I'm friends with her on Facebook. I see every posting she makes for sale. Tell me where that Union City one is. And tell me if you're gonna split it up into acres with no restrictions, Mr. Dennison, on this deal that you're giving. No restrictions while you're selling it for so damn cheap an acre. My offer's still the same, unless you wanna talk. One of my guys talked to one of these guys when you guys make a decision on how shit's been going the last 6 months. And every one of you guys know how to get a hold of me in here.
Thank you.
It needs to stay listed with the realtor. If it doesn't close, we've already voted to approve because the realtor brought us the bids, correct?
Why has it not closed?
Yeah.
We don't know, I don't know. Nobody is telling me anything. I don't know, I haven't spoken to her, she's not emailing me, I don't know.
Was it on the water line deal, David, or what is that deal?
All I know is what you know from last month, when he came in and actually got the bid, so
Brian
I
was
could talk
in
to
here
him.
last week.
My understanding of it is that we listed it with a realtor and all of the bids and all that, I mean, that was to make it fair so that it wasn't any one person that, you know, getting to pick and choose
The
what they did or didn't.
last I heard was they were waiting on the, what's it called, what'd you do? And they found out it was exactly the same?
Survey.
Survey, they were waiting on all the survey stuff, if you remember, they had hired somebody to go out and do, last I heard, it was exactly what David said, haven't heard anything since that. I haven't seen paperwork, I haven't seen contracts,
I will reach out to Ms. Gass myself tomorrow and find out. So number 16, Department of Union City Human Resources.
nothing to report,
Thank God.
no.
Number 17, Department of Union City Payroll.
Nothing to report there, no.
Number 18, Department of Union City Deputy Court Clerk.
Nothing to report.
She has a report with it.
Would you read your report to us, please?
I don't have a report.
Oh, there's not one,
There's no report.
There's no report
That's
for
what
her.
I'm saying.
Department report
That's a
turned
nice
in by
try,
Deputy
though.
Court Clerk Kenny Woolley.
I was
I didn't write
hopeful,
one.
I was
When did you send
hopeful
it?
that she would give me a report, I was hopeful.
Morning, Kim, just do it by memory.
Oh, bye.
Bye, Candy.
No, 7:30. Oh, darn. I thought you were safe.
Yep.
Number 19, no action. Number 19A, no action. Number 19B, no action. Mayor and trustee report,
Same as the other one.
same as the other. Any new business?
What's the next? I don't think it matters when the next is, like I say, 8th. Anyway, on the 13th is the, Christmas party at the fire department at 5 p.m.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, David.
Yeah, 13th.
What he means by that is everybody, all of you are invited to be at the Christmas party, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to send stuff out.
before we end, what is okay for me to ask?
13th at what time?
5 PM.
You have to bring a gift.
We'll have to.
What, David, I'm trying to get us some gifts.
We brought the gift, they're all getting their bonus.
What time is it?
5 PM.
5 PM.
So we eat at 5 and then we sit around, I think the police department's gonna do some entertainment. Yeah.
I heard no food.
But anyway, and if you want to, you just bring a gift for a person that wants to play, we sit in a big old circle and do dirty Santa, usually around $20. You're welcome to bring a $200 gift, but you probably won't get one in return, so stay in the $20.
All right. Number 22, I'm glad you're still here.
Can I ask this first?
Oh, I thought you were wanting to be the one that did it.
What is our fee with Tom, based, compared to what?
Compared to what's going on now, it's not comparable.
No, he
Because Tom
wouldn't.
never raised his rate for us.
Yeah.
So it's not comparable, we're not gonna be able to get anything like it. This is like 100 and something.
You know, Tom was always available by phone.
He didn't
I
charge.
remember one time y'all made him take a raise.
He didn't charge phone calls,
You know,
he didn't do all of
But
that.
he was here
charged
for
phone calls and he was good to everything.
But he was here like long ago.
He was here because he loved it, and he said he had.
What's that?
He loved the fees.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know. Ryan hasn't officially dismissed the meeting yet.
He left.
But he's working on a laptop for the front desk.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
I messed with the phone call.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Are you, did you
Motion and
motion?
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded that?
Aye.